Good morning. What should we know at this point? Well, I'm going to go over it pretty quickly. Please feel free to pause the video so you can write things down. Here we go. Step 1. Can you read a motion graph? Well, to read a motion graph, I go to the time, then I carry it up until I hit my line. Then I go over and I read my position. So here, what is the position at 2 seconds? Well, I go from 2 up to the line and then over. And I can see that my position at 2 seconds is positive 4 meters. Great. Next, though, can you find the displacement? Well, if you remember, displacement is not where you are. Displacement is how you moved. So I don't want to know 4 meters. I want to know how it changed. So I'm going to find the position at 2 seconds and the position at 4 seconds, because it says here from 2 seconds and 4 seconds. What is the displacement? All right, so using that, I know I'm doing displacement. I already know my position at 2 seconds. Then I do the same thing for 4 seconds. All right, I go from 4 meters up to 10 meters. To find displacement, I want that change. So I do 10, subtract 4. The answer is positive 6 meters. And there, we are done with the first learning intention. The second one, can you interpret a motion graph or a motion diagram or a description to make the others? So here are the super basic notes. If you're looking at a position graph, I'm telling you about what that line should be doing. In the description, it tells you what those things mean. And then in motion diagram, it tells you what the motion diagram will look like. Let me give you an example. If I look at this graph, what do I see? Well, I see that the line is going down, and I see that the slope is going from steep to not steep. Well, the line going down tells me I'm going backwards. That I'm going from steep to not steep means I'm getting slower. So here I have read a graph and made a description. But can I make a motion diagram? Well, if it is going backwards, that means I'm starting on the right and going to the left. So my initial is going to be on the right and my final on the left. And if my slope is getting less steep, that means I'm going slower, and that means the dots should be getting closer together, because the dots show where I am each second. In the first second, I went really far, but in the second second, I did not go as far. And then I went even less and even less. Next learning intention, can you use the slope of a motion graph to find something? Well, on the quiz, I'm going to ask for velocity. I'm going to ask you to find the slope between 2 points. Well, how does that help us? Well, the slope gives us the velocity. So if I look at my 2 points from before, and I find the slope between them, that will tell me the velocity. To do that, first I have to find my displacement, which I already found if you recall, and then divide it by the change in time. Okay, so how high up did I go divided by how far did I go? Well, if I look at this, remember we already did this. This is 6 meters. And now I just got to figure this out from 2 to 4. Oh, that's just 2 more seconds because I went from 2 to 4, which means that that's going to be what I divide. I do my displacement divided by my change in time, and it gives me my answer. Ooh, uh-oh. Do you see the problem that's on the screen? What I did here is I showed you the number one mistake I saw. Instead of people using the displacement, people just used that final position, and that's not right. You need the change. So I don't want this. I want positive 6 meters divided by 2 seconds is still correct. And that gives me a velocity of positive 3 meters per second. Next, learning intention. Can you explain the relationship between position, velocity, and acceleration? Position is where you are. Velocity is how position changes. Acceleration is how velocity changes. So acceleration is the change of velocity. Velocity is the change of position. And I can find them by using slope. The slope of position is velocity. The slope of velocity is acceleration. And there we go. That's it. We have gone over all the learning intentions. Hopefully you filled in your notebook with the most important pieces of that, the things that you struggle with, so you can study and be ready for that quiz retake. Good luck.